make out of 30-1 odds. Here we go.
Me, not you.
Hooked by Wilder. Jab. And a sneaky right hand by Wilder.
Duhaupas just trying to walk Wilder down.
How about nerves for Duhaupas?
You know, anytime you get in the ring, you're gonna feel nerves. Both fighters, even Wilder's feeling nerves right now. I think of the two, Duhaupas, they have different nerves. Duhaupas is, you know, I'm being brought in here to lose. You know, this guy is a knockout artist. He's a heavyweight champion. No one expects me to win. But at the same time, that builds the nerves, it also eases them. When you don't have the world on your shoulders, when there's not a lot of expectations, you know, it kind of gives you a sense of relief almost.
I can't go wrong.
Hey, no one expects anything from me. What do I have to lose? For Wilder, you know, he's the champ. He's on national TV. He's the American savior of heavyweight boxing, and he's in his hometown. So I think both fighters are feeling the nerves. I think Wilder's got more on his plate, a bigger load to carry.
Yeah, he's responsible for making some boxing fans out of the public, and just by who he is and winning the championship.
And he's on NBC primetime Saturday night here in America. Just that alone is a statement in and of itself.
He's got Dave and Joey here too, so he's got a lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure.
Dave Bontempo and Joey Varner with you on Premier Boxing Champions, and you see right away that Wilder cannot automatically dictate with his reach, so he'll need some other form for dominance. Tries to push off there. Meanwhile, Duhaupas has been brave in the last minute of this round.
And Duhaupas is already cut. He's got a cut over the bridge of his eye. I believe it's from the jab of Wilder.
Right hand by Wilder.
Excuse me, Dave. It's the cut over the bridge of his nose.
Hooked by Wilder. And there was the jab and the right hand behind it. And Duhaupas is going to make a fight of it right here in the first round. As he eats an uppercut, he's firing away. So an interesting opening round.
Here you see Duhaupas stalking Wilder. Wilder using that jab to keep him at bay. And once Duhaupas gets in range, he opens the big hook cross. Nothing lands. Wilder leans back on the ropes and then just pushes Duhaupas right on him. Duhaupas goes stumbling across the ring. Another look at it. Wilder just pawing out there with that jab, keeping that range. Big hook overhand, doesn't land, and Wilder says, "Get off me."
He hurt him more with the push.
Yeah.
Which doesn't bode well for Duhaupas.
Number 2, stay back. Box.
Second round action. Deontay Wilder. Johan Duhaupas. Good right hand by Wilder. Wilder, the WBC heavyweight champion. Duhaupas, the number 11 contender.
Duhaupas not showing Wilder a lot of respect early. He walks him down, and when he gets inside, it's not just that he's opened up and punches, it's how he's doing it.
He's getting close, getting inside the jab and then trying to work the body. Both of these guys are used to having the reach advantage in their fights. Now there's parity. Duhaupas is getting Wilder's statement about trading.
There's a clear speed advantage for Deontay Wilder.
Duhaupas landing the right, but Wilder landing a better right hand.
Everything you can do, I can do better.
Crisper. Duhaupas trying to crank up her right hand. Left hand is down a little bit low.
You see Duhaupas as he's pressuring Wilder, walking him down. He's doing it with those hands nice and high. Not really moving his head though, so he's a target.
Wilder just missed with what would have been a titanic right hand. Duhaupas smothering Wilder, who looks to find a little punching room.
I'd like to see Wilder going down to that body just a little bit, just to open up that center and maybe bring those hands down a little bit. Quick little jab snuck through.
Double jab by Wilder, and then avoiding the direct shots by Duhaupas. So Duhaupas pressing the pace, and we have an interesting fight through two.
Time. Hey, John, we having fun? What's that? Ice? Okay.
Here we look back at some of the action from that round. You see Wilder opens up with a blitzkrieg jab cross, finding his home right on the temple. And then Duhaupas gets him in the corner, unloads. Big overhand right from Wilder. Again, there's that jab cross finding its mark. And you saw Duhaupas's legs buckle just a little bit. I don't think he was really hurt. Just a jolt to the nerve system via a right hand to the temple from Deontay Wilder.
Third round action scheduled for 12. Deontay Wilder defending his WBC heavyweight championship against Johann Duhaupas. Jab from Duhaupas. Double jab here from Duhaupas. Very unusual to see Wilder backing up as much as we have seen him thus far.
You know, if he doesn't back up, he's gonna just meet chest to chest in the tie-up with Duhaupas. Duhaupas just pressing that action coming forward. By backing up, what he's doing is creating opportunities for that right there. For pot-shotting and picking little punches as Duhaupas comes in.
It's an interesting place to see Wilder in. We've seen him blowing through opponents and just coming right out and doing the number. And now has to use a little bit more of the ring, a little bit more savvy. You're backing up, don't have the same angles that you do coming forward, so that it's an adjustment for him.
Absolutely. And he's adjusting to it extremely well.
Duhaupas with a jab and a body shot. Wilder with a good right hand behind his jab. He was setting that one up. He wants another dose.
And That's the third or fourth time he's landed that same combination. It's his best combination of the fight. And every time he lands that right, Duhaupas dips just a little bit. His knees just kind of buckle a little bit. But he's finding it right almost to the temple of Duhaupas.
Jab in the right hand. There's a left hook by Wilder. That good right hand there. He kept his balance and was able to follow. There's a left hook by Wilder, trying to tee off. And Duhaupas blocking some and eating some. Now he's eating more. Left hook by Wilder. Right hand by Wilder. Duhaupas not handling that too badly. Wilder brought the crowd into it as the USA chants.
Stop, break, separate.
Duhaupas, it looked worse than it was. It was still bad enough.
Time.
Here we look back at that jab cross, and you see that cross just finding the left side of the face of Duhaupas. Again, it's almost a little short overhand right over that left glove. Wilder following up with that hook and putting another jab cross right behind it. And there's that hook again. Wilder just opening up, teeing off on Duhaupas. Every punch finding its mark. Here's another look.
Duhaupas handled the first wave, and then the second wave got through to him. And it was trouble for him. This is when Wilder had a notion to do major damage. Crowd was real excited at the end of that last round.
Number four.
Thinking Wilder had a chance to finish it. So here we are into round 4. Scheduled for 12. Good jab by Duhaupas. Good jab from Duhaupas here. Wilder on the outside, letting Duhaupas come to him. Fires a right hand to the body.
If you notice, when Duhaupas comes in, he's got his hands nice and high, but look where his head is. His head's right in the center every time. He's never moving that head side to side. And that's why Wilder's really doing a great job and finding it almost easy to pick him off and counter him, make him pay as he comes forward, because his head is an easy target. It's not moving. It's always in that center line.
Good body shot by Wilder. Duhaupas coming right to him. Duhaupas trying to crowd Wilder, dances away, and then scored a hook as Duhaupas was trying to land a right hand. There was a good right hand by Wilder and a left hook by Wilder as he finds room. Duhaupas comes in. Wilder has something to shoot at.
Duhaupas is not showcasing much on the way of offensive ability, but his tenacity and his ability to take a punch says a lot for him. Wilder has tattooed the left side of his face, his temple, with right hands. He's tattooed the right side of Duhaupas' face and temple with left hooks. He's landing at a high percentage, and to Duhaupas' credit, he keeps coming forward.
As he's cut now around the left eye, and that's something that Wilder will shoot at. He almost made lights out with that right uppercut, and now the blood spurting, and Duhaupas has other issues.
And if you're Deontay Wilder right now, you target that cut over the left eye, you tattoo it with your jab, you tattoo it with your right hand. You keep going to it. The first cut over the bridge of the nose, that's not as bad. It's not a fight-ending cut. But the cut over the eye, and of course, what the doctor is looking for is for the blood pouring into the eye.
So an excellent round for Wilder as we come to the end of round 4.
Time.
Here, Jay.
And here we see Wilder with a nice short counter left hook. He doubles it up, takes an angle offside, and there's that jab cross, that right hand. And he's been landing that at will. That jab almost overhand right to the temple, and then he pauses for a second and finds right there that left hook.
Good action by Wilder as Duhaupas was coming to him. That right uppercut, that had lights out written all over it.
Bad intentions doesn't describe when we're on that punch.
It's one of those things, if you could wait a little longer.
There's Duhaupas getting in his own licks, landing some. And look at the left eye of Deontay Wilder. You couldn't see it there, but the left eye is almost all the way closed shut.
5th round action. Deontay Wilder, 34-0, 33 knockouts. Defending his WBC heavyweight championship on his home turf in Alabama. Dave Bontempo and Joey Varner with you in Birmingham.
Well, Dave, we talked about it in the 2nd round. I'm going to bring it up again. What I'd really like to see out of Wilder is bringing back in that body attack. I mean, I shouldn't say back in because he really hasn't had it in this fight, but you've got a guy in Duhaupas who's coming straight forward with his hands high, so you're landing at will, but you're not landing those quality shots because the hands are so high. You go back down to that body, it's going to do 2 things. It's going to open up that center line, those uppercuts, and it's also going to get him to start dropping those hands, which is going to open up that chin and that temple.
Duhaupas advancing, but it's Wilder getting the benefit of the exchanges. Good jab from Wilder. Duhaupas is in that uppercut range now.
Look at the left eye of Deontay Wilder.
He's been in a scrap too.
Yeah, he has.
Good body shot by Wilder, and Duhaupas right on him. Clubbing right hand by Wilder. He had more on that left hook. Found a little distance. Duhaupas popping his jab through, but then lingering on the inside and paid for it with that uppercut.
Nice little short uppercut, lifted the head of Duhaupas.
Right hand by Wilder. Left hook to the body effective, and then right on the belt line. And here comes a tremendous uppercut. And Duhaupas hurt for the first time in the fight. Wilder needing punching room, backing up, scores with a huge uppercut and a big right hand. Left hooks by Wilder. Duhaupas can just hang on. The barrage continues. Uppercuts by Wilder. Looking for room. Duhaupas hanging on. Jack Reese separates them, takes a look. Good combination by Wilder, then the body shot. He unloaded everything on Duhaupas. And somehow Duhaupas still here.
That's a tough guy right there, Johann Duhaupas. And here we take a look back at that. Boom, right uppercut, snapping back the head of Duhaupas. And you know what set it all up, Dave? Those body shots early. He started ripping to the outside, ripping to the right, to the left with the body, and then right up the middle, sneaking that right uppercut and that left uppercut. And here he's just unloading, burying his head in the chest of Duhaupas and firing uppercuts up the middle, short overhand. uppercut, posting with the right, showing a short, choppy right hand. Another uppercut just misses. A vicious barrage of punches.
That was a
by
guy
the champ.
working.
Speaking of guys working, they're working on that eye in the corner of Deontay Wilder.
And now we'll see
Like you can do this for 50 rounds, baby. Give him some body
if that took anything out of him.
Right? Deontay Wilder don't get tired. Deontay Wilder's a beast.
What about the follow-up round after a big one like
He
that?
wants to get real, we can
Exactly.
get real.
How much did you exert yourself that previous round?
He's gonna come hard.
I mean, it made sense to gamble. Had his guy hurt.
Take another look at that right there. Nice little left uppercut. Right uppercut right up the middle. Followed again with the left. The right just misses.
So after that highlight reel barrage, Deontay Wilder goes back to work in round 6. Johan Duhaupas earning his stripes in that round. Good right hand by Wilder.
Nice left, followed by some vicious left hand in the body.
Good jab from Wilder. Duhaupas trying to get inside the jab and work the body. The question is how much has come off of his punches by what he took.
He found a nice little right hand in that little exchange right there, and Wilder hopped back on him.
Uppercut by Wilder. Good right hand by Wilder. And the left hook to the body by Wilder. And he's teeing off now with less and less coming back his way from Duhaupas.
Stop. My break. Step away from each other.
Booming right hand by Wilder.
Stop. Watch the head, you all right?
Studied that one a while.
Yeah.
Good, we're good. Box.
Good jab right hand by Wilder. Big rights from Wilder. Duhaupas continues to plod.
You know what? At this point, Duhaupas has really become just a moving punching bag. As I say that, he finally unloads the right hand, but there's so little offensive output from him. He's stalking Wilder down, walking him down, and then when he gets in range, he stops and gets hit by Deontay Wilder. There was an example, but he actually punched. But you saw he got in range, he stopped for 2-3 seconds, and almost waited to see if Deontay was going to do something, and then he got off.
Noticeable drop-off in the punching of Duhaupas, and Wilder, conversely, throwing more. Duhaupas tells the ref he's fine.
Get it from this side there, Mark.
Taking a look back at some of those highlights, you see that big clubbing overhand right to the base of the ear of Duhaupas. Hook overhand from Wilder. Nice right hand to the body. Another look at that hook overhand from Wilder, pushing off, stepping forward with the jab uppercut. Again, nice inside uppercut. And that's where Duhaupas looks to the ref and says, no, I'm all right.
7.
A lot of heart and courage from him. And here we are into round 7. Deontay Wilder in command of his championship fight against Johann Duhaupas of France.
Duhaupas might be short on punching power. He might be short on boxing technique. He is not short on heart.
He has brought it, and Wilder said this week, to just look past this guy, people, would be a mistake. Good right hand by Wilder. How did that not knock Duhaupas down? But Duhaupas is catching shots more and more flush and doing less and less. So the corner is going to have to be looking at this more urgently.
At what point do you step in and say, hey, you know what? You've mounted little offense and you're doing nothing but taking a beating.
You're too tough for your own good, and the referee is going to be stepping in and looking as well. Good uppercut by Wilder.
As much damage as Duhaupas is taking, I haven't seen his legs buckle once. His eyes aren't glossy. His legs are strong. He's taken the shots. He's taken the beating. But Dave, I think you hit the nail on the head. This is one of those cases where you might be too tough for your own good.
And that toughness means he's eating a lot of shots for the privilege of throwing some. And he's still trying to get in there and throw some.
And you know what, to his credit, we're saying throwing some, but you look at the left eye of Deontay Wilder, he's definitely throwing a lot and landing a lot as well, because that left eye is badly swollen and almost closed.
That would be the ticket for whatever hope Duhaupas would have. Jack Reese is giving them some
Let him go. Come on, let him out.
leeway
Let him go. Work out of it.
before he separates. Lets them work out of it. Right uppercut by Wilder.
I like the fact that Jack Reese is letting them work. He's not quick to jump in there and break them. Nice uppercut landed by Duhaupas.
Let him go, Deontay.
Found a home for it. So Wilder and Duhaupas trading uppercuts.
I'm trying to get this kid out of here.
Taking a look back at some of that action. Here you see Wilder doing a little showboating, and boom, cracks Duhaupas with a big right hand, a big left hand. Duhaupas stumbling to the ropes. Wilder doing a little showboating, some fancy footwork there, unloading some big punches, all finding their home, but none of them dropping Duhaupas to the canvas.
More work on the inside by Duhaupas, but frustration and yet tenacity.
And that's the thing, you look at him in the corner on his stool, his eyes are clear. He doesn't seem like in his facial expression or his body language that he's a broken or beaten down fighter.
Through 7 rounds, Wilder has landed 217 of 400 punches thrown. Duhaupas 73 of 242. And Wilder with a 127 to 33 power edge, and that is a significant number.
This is literally just target practice right now for Deontay Wilder.
Duhaupas, what else do you know how to do? You be tough, you try your best to get inside. You know, Wilder has had to create some distance by backing up, and he's been able to do that.
You know what? There's been a lot of adjustments tonight made by Deontay Wilder. Early on, it was him backing up. Backing up, he found a home for that counter left hook. Then he'd also step back and step back in with a jab overhand right that he found a home for. The last 3 rounds, he's been fighting on the inside, getting right there on that inside, and it's been the uppercuts that he's been teeing off with.
The hook by Wilder. Finding some room. Jab from Duhaupas. Duhaupas missing with his right hand after the double jab.
Duhaupas tough, man. He is tough. Take nothing away from Wilder, of course, because he's just beating the living daylights out of Duhaupas. But do you see Duhaupas just take a little step back and start hopping up and down on his toes?
You don't see him fighting in survival mode. You see him trying a shot.
Yeah, he's game.
And he's taking a lot.
Yeah, literally, 127 to 33 power shots.
That's anything other than a jab based on how those numbers are compiled. Then there's another number that doesn't even come into these, and the purity, the high intensity of a lot of these shots that Wilder has landed. Even better than that 127 to 33 edge. He has landed some big shots.
Well, there's a reason in 33 fights that Duhaupas has not touched the canvas.
We're seeing a lot of testament to that. In the meantime, Wilder continues to pile up points. Close in on a successful defense.
Doc, he's got a second win, Doc. Can't steer with that hand. He's got a punch.
Moving to round 9 of 12. Deontay Wilder, 34-0, 33 knockouts. Defending his WBC heavyweight championship for the second time. Both times in Alabama. We're in Birmingham on Premier Boxing Champions. This is Dave Bontempo with Joey Varner. Good right by Wilder behind the jab.
At some point, either the corner of Duhaupas or Jack Reese has to step in and say, you've taken enough. You know, he's not a knockout artist. I would hate to say he doesn't have the ability to end this fight with a punch, but let's be honest. There's not a high percentage of chance that he can finish Deontay Wilder via knockout. And that's the only way he's going to win. It's senseless for him to continue to just get beat on.
Referees in the past allowed more guys with punchers chances to stay in fights like this. But that trend, they've gone away from that.
Free up your hands.
Up to the corner. It's up to Wilder to put on an argument to stop it, other than just the drubbing to shake. Duhaupas one more time.
You and I talked about it at the beginning of this fight. If Duhaupas can come out and at least showcase his heart, his fighting spirit, put on a good show, that he'll have the opportunity to at least, in defeat, earn another payday.
He's done that.
He's done it already, absolutely.
Then you have to think about what is the rest of the heavyweight division thinking looking at this. Are they licking their chops saying, hey, maybe this guy isn't as seasoned as I thought? What are they looking at watching Wilder into round 9? Left hook by Wilder. Punch output for both has slowed.
I'd like to see Wilder start going back down to that body. When he invested in the body was when he started finding those uppercuts.
Doc, cup of water.
Taking a look back at some of the action from that round, you see Wilder bouncing off the ropes, using them to launch him forward as he lands a nice jab cross, follows up again with a jab cross, doubles up the left hook. Another look at it off the ropes. There's that jab. The right hand finds its mark. Half step back, coming back in again with another jab overhand. Just missing with the right. Big left hook just grazes. And there you see Duhaupas landing flush with the left hand of his own.
We were talking about what would the rest of the division say looking at this. And in the Molina fight too, he got hit with some clean shots, kind of indicating that going to move him through the ranks steadily here and not be in a rush for a Klitschko fight. Into round 10, Deontay Wilder. Johann Duhaupas.
Work out of there, work out, fight out.
The fight has slowed. We mentioned that Wilder had thrown 400 punches through 7 rounds. That's pretty good for heavyweights. More than 50 a round.
It's a high punch output.
Now the pace has hit a wall.
Duhaupas cracked Wilder with a nice right hand.
And then Wilder back with a good left hook. Double jab right hand for Wilder. Wilder just pawing with his jab a little bit here. Good body shots from Duhaupas. Good right hand from Duhaupas.
It's impressive to see that offensive output from Duhaupas after he's taken such a beating for 9 consecutive rounds.
And there were a couple times when it looked like they could be stopping this. In fact, he had to tell the referee, I'm okay.
Yeah.
And now with Wilder slowing, crowd's not liking this, but they love that.
Yes, they do.
And the big uppercut by Wilder. Does he have enough to finish Duhaupas? Nails him with an uppercut.
Duhaupas is ready to go.
The Wilder barrage.
Duhaupas holding on for dear life.
And there's a glazed look in that eye.
Yeah, that was the first time I saw that look. Of all the times he's been rocked, all the times Wilder has unloaded a barrage of punches, This is the first time his eyes looked glazed over.
Good hook by Wilder, getting everything into it.
Wilder.
And again, they should take a serious look about this in the corner of Duhaupas. He got nailed with some high-quality shots. Another one by Wilder. You're in Duhaupas' corner, would you stop this?
You know, I'd be inclined to lean that way. There's just, he's not gonna win. You know, and after that, of all the, he's been hurt, he's been rocked, he's been hit, he's had his head snapped back. Let's look back at this barrage right now. You see Wilder just opening up. It's the uppercuts, chopping uppercuts, snapping back the head of Duhaupas. Another look, you see Wilder taking an angle, switching his stance, hitting that left uppercut at an angle, following up with a chopping right hand. Another look at it, snapping back the head of Duhaupas. Again, doubling up that left hand. The thing is, Dave, is we've seen a few of those engagements where Wilder has opened up and really put together an arsenal, an onslaught of heavy-handed punches. But we haven't seen one time Duhaupas really looked glazed in his eyes. Until this time. And that's why, to loop back to your question, is if I was in his corner, would I stop it? That's what would make me want to, is if all these times you looked fine, and this time, you know, you looked out on your feet.
Couple rounds to go. Crowd really appreciating Wilder's last stand. And Duhaupas able to withstand it. Good jab here by Wilder.
And I'm hearing people behind me agree with our consensus that it's really pointless for Duhaupas to be in here right now. Either Jack Reese or his corner should have stepped in. They should have stopped us. He doesn't have a chance to stop Wilder. He's not throwing anything. He has very, very low to little offensive output.
Big shots. Jack Reese will take another look. Here comes Wilder. This should be it. It is. That's the first time Duhaupas has been stopped. And Deontay Wilder
closing the
into
show.
His victory dance.
Closing the show in spectacular fashion.
It was not going to be if he did it, but how he did it. That was going to be very important.
Well, this was a one-sided beatdown, and Deontay Wilder was swinging the stick.
Well, if he can get over his shyness. The crowd got what they came for.
And the chance of USA breakout here in Alabama as the hometown hero, Deontay Wilder, puts the previously unstopped Duhaupas to rest for the evening.
Mark Breland worked with him, been there, champion himself. Demonstrative Wilder embraces. Duhaupas with a game effort.
The crowd applauding that game effort of Johann Duhaupas.
Gave everything he had.
Ain't that something to see?
That's great. Warriors for the last power. Friends now. Wilder, 16 consecutive connections. Finished the fight 326 to 587, 326 to 98 punches landed. 56% of his punches landing for Deontay Wilder.
And here we see 56% of these punches landing right here, as this is the end of the fight. Wilder unloading uppercuts in hooks in rapid succession. All punches finding their home. Right hook, the left hook is chambered. There's the left, there's the right, there's the left. Stepping around, finding that left again. Bringing the right uppercut into play. The left hook again, the right uppercut. Unloading mercilessly. And there he is, Jack Reese jumping in to save Duhaupas from any further damage.
Mentioned that he'd had 400 punches thrown through 7. Got his average almost up with the big barrage in 11. He's starting to slide off a little bit off those totals at 8, 9, and 10. And he found something, a little third wind perhaps.
Did you see him jumping into the punches there? And he was really going for that finish, jumping, literally leaping off the ground.
Well, not only the victory, but stopping Duhaupas would never been stopped. Overall, wire to wire, your thoughts on Wilder?
I thought it was an impressive performance. I thought he looked good. He made adjustments. We saw him mobile. I mean, he had a guy in there that hadn't been stopped for a reason. Granite chin, blockhead, able to eat punches and keep coming forward. And Deontay Wilder obliged him. He said, "You're hungry? You came here with an appetite? Here's a serving of 11 rounds of leather."
Continue to work on the eye after.
That was
shows you what kind of fight it was.
That's one thing I didn't like, though, is that, you know, and I know Wilder likes to fight with that left hand down, but he ate a lot of right hands, enough to where that left hand, that left eye was closed almost completely shut. And he did that against a guy with no pop in his punch. What happens when you fight a real heavyweight puncher?
I can't get down right now unless you get right there.
Well, he was certainly able to close the show. He's a very good offensive fighter.
Very good offensive fighter. And a showman.
He gave him a 10-8 on the spin and the dance.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight here, Premier Boxing Champions. Upon the conclusion of this main event, we'll still have 4 fights remaining on tonight's fight card, including 2 more fights in the heavyweight division. At this time, for 10+ rounds of non-stop action, put your hands together for Johan Duhaupas and Deontay Wilder. We'll have your official particulars in just a moment. And NBC's Kenny Rice will be with Deontay Wilder.
Closing the show and showmanship.
An impressive finish for Deontay Wilder. And that was cool. That was the Jack Reese cam. We got to see what he was watching, what he saw at the stoppage. There is another look at that stoppage. And Deontay Wilder got some hops.
Got some hops, and when he put a whole bunch of punches together, that's when it happened. We'd seen the one big shot at a time, 2 at a time. Saw a tired opponent, and he poured them through.
Bruised and battered Johan Duhaupas. Hold your head high, Johan. You fought your heart out.
He'll be seen again.
Absolutely. Deontay Wilder closed the show in a spectacular fashion. A great performance for him, an all-offensive performance. Really just going to town on Johan Duhaupas from round 1 on. And it was that left hand, overhand right. He found his home for it early on in that first round, and that was his go-to. He kept coming back to it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes officially. 55 seconds into round number 11. The winner by TKO and still the heavyweight champion, Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder.